All right, everybody, how's it going? I am Jennifer Schmidt, founder of Oasis Wellness, and super happy that you are joining us here today and that you're watching this video. So I have had a lot of alerts on my email. I belong to a listserv from Medscape, which is a pretty conventional organization, and I pretty much every day I get a warning about a pharmaceutical drug. This could be a fluoroquinolone antibiotic that's causing tendon rupture for people. It could be about a patch that's causing chemical burns and blistering for people. It could be about a black box warning on a medication that's causing death as one of the side effects, or heart attacks, or anything like that. And I'm getting so... it just makes me so mad, because I feel like people really need to know what they're being prescribed, and I get mad because the prescribers are not keeping up to date with this information. So here's what I really want you guys to know about this. Here's how I want you to be empowered when it comes to adverse events for pharmaceutical drugs and vaccines, because because vaccines are pharmaceutical drugs, right? There's just a whole bunch of political poppycock behind them. So the way to be empowered is to have information before it happens. That means if your prescriber is recommending a drug, these are the questions you need to ask, and you need to be relentless, people. If your doctor, your prescriber, whether that's a physician, a nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, if they're recommending something and you don't understand why, and you're getting the runaround, keep asking those questions, because it's your body or it's your child's body and you have a right to know. So here's some questions to help you make an empowered decision. Ready? Number one, what are the side effects of this medication or treatment? Right? You want to know, what are the side effects? Nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, dizziness, what are some things that you can expect? Number two, have you read, this is the question to ask your practitioner, have you read the package insert for this drug or vaccine? If so, what were some of the side effects and adverse reactions listed? Now, this is a really big one, because most prescribers, most people who are administering pharmaceutical drugs and vaccines have not read the package inserts. So that's number two. Have you read the package insert for this drug or vaccine? And if so, what were some of the side effects and adverse reactions listed? And if not, how did you learn about this drug or vaccine or medication? Where are you getting your information about this for you to prescribe it and tell me that it's safe? Number four, would you be willing to report an adverse reaction to this medication to the FDA? Now, a lot of times what happens with these drugs is they get approved by the FDA, but then they find out post-marketing that there are a lot more side effects than were reported in the initial studies about the drugs, the initial trials. So it's really important to know, is your prescriber, if your prescriber is going to say, hey, you need this medication, or hey, you need this vaccine, are they going to be reporting adverse reactions to the FDA, or in the case of vaccines, to the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System? This is going to give you some important information, because if your prescriber is not willing, you need to dig deeper and find out why. So question number 5 that you want to ask your prescriber is, how long do I need to be on this medication? And what are your goals for taking me off of this medication? Unless you're missing an organ like your thyroid gland, you should not be on any medication for the rest of your life. I guess another exception to that would probably be insulin for a type 1 diabetic. But really, no drug should be permanent. There should always be a goal in mind to get you off of a medication, whether that's an antidepressant, whether that's a hormone medication, whether that's high blood pressure meds. What are they going to do? What are the goals for getting you off? Number 6, what does the current research say about this medication, as well as alternative options to this medication? And are there any studies comparing this treatment with no treatment at all? Again, this is really important because a lot of times prescribers are getting their information from the pharmaceutical sales reps. So they're not really looking at what alternative treatments are. they're not really looking, whether that be another pharmaceutical drug or something like a diet and lifestyle change. Because this leads to question number 7. Is there anything else I can do that would help me overcome this health issue, such as diet and lifestyle modifications? What about acupuncture, herbs, or body work like osteopathy or chiropractic? If you're someone who's being prescribed cortisone injections or high-dose ibuprofen for joint pain, let me tell you, there are so many alternative methods out there for that pain, so many non-pharmacological pain interventions available, and body work can be extremely helpful for that joint pain. Likewise, would you believe that changing your diet can often resolve your joint pain? Same thing with high blood pressure. If you're someone who has high blood pressure, as an alternative to that medication, diet and lifestyle modifications are crucial to lowering your blood pressure naturally. Now, you might need to be on a drug for a while if you're in some type of emergent place. But hey, you know what? If you can avoid that side effect by not going on the drug at all because there's an alternative to it, this is something that you need to ask your prescriber before you start taking that medication. Once you start taking that medication, you don't know what the side effects are going to be. Now, question number 8 that I always tell people to ask their prescriber: would you take this medication if you are or would you have a loved one take this medication if you or a loved one were dealing with this health issue? And if not, why? And what would you do instead? So again, this is very important because a lot of times prescribers are recommending these drugs, these pharmaceuticals, but they're not willing to take them themselves. So you really want to make sure that you are prepared and understanding if you're prescribed a pharmaceutical drug, an antibiotic, a joint pain medication, a blood pressure medication, if your child is recommended to take a vaccine. It's really important that you know what side effects should you look for. How can you prevent adverse reactions, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, it's very possible that your prescriber is going to be really uncomfortable when you ask these questions. And the reality is, they may not have the answers. They may have never read the package insert to that drug. They may have just gotten a few samples of that drug from the drug rep, and they're told, hey, did you know what? You can use this drug for this. But you know what? Don't worry about it if your healthcare practitioner is uncomfortable when you ask these questions. This is your health at stake, or your child's health at stake, or your parents' health at stake. And you deserve the answers, not to mention that you, either out of your pocket or through sky-high insurance premiums and deductibles and copays, you are footing the bill. And you deserve to know what it is that they recommend putting in your body. So the best way to avoid side effects and adverse reactions is to really make sure that you are asking your practitioner, what are the side effects and adverse reactions? And what are the alternatives to that medication or to that vaccine? Now, I know this is just a quick snippet of information. You can find out a lot more in my Oasis Wellness Empowerment Series. If you want a copy of that, you can find it on my website, or you can send me an email at jennifer@earthbasedmedicine.com, and I will email you a PDF copy of that. As always, if you have any questions, you're always welcome to email me at that address, jennifer@earthbasedmedicine.com. I hope you're willing to join us also on our Facebook group. It's an awesome group, the Wellness Oasis. You can always post questions there. You can find more information on Oasis Wellness Radio. Our podcasts are on iTunes, also up on our website. So be strong, you guys. Stay empowered. Empowered healthcare decisions lead to better outcomes. They make you healthier just because you feel better inside about the choices you make. Okay? If you need more information, go to my website at www.earthbasedmedicine.com. Otherwise, we'll see you guys the next time. Bye.